Adesima me mamu nyina adwoma makwa baba na television so yo abeka janhye ship house e won kran you know nsian pa mu kase bodi fi o memu ene amahodo bi so ne aso no so ye de ebramu ye kam se kase bodi bramu yi o hwe akira kon DSTV o channel 360 sanso na Facebook ene social media handles ahodo no nyina no ye kase boyi etwegu aseda piesie ene de mama this way chocolate drink ene the coffee drink sanso ena this way non direct tea creamer eno eye milk powder hoden wo mto kwa also pe this way for milk powder ni bia be boa pa special ice nsuo de o shatetimu ene de woto mu nyina no ya so de nyina so pepe se na be obi obanu bia no obenya hoden special drink no flavors ni makomako nsia ene o special energy drink no ma carry ama hoden ama bojo ama ne yeyi best 0.7 saloons so ka samto to ye de mensuro omgina hode ma best assurance so abu ni pedua no japade ho ban need fufuo semanum na ready need a bank kwan a prekase bom wo de wono a ene die nko a nyumekwada roma anu bosu asen anyumre ya de kasebo yi ebro na de bedi mu akotene ebie ene say no covid-19 wo man Ghana mu nipa enya bie no ebeye empim aduonu ebaako akakakra na nya empim aduonu mienu
Mrashe bedwafo ahye Africa Integration Day 2020 emukena
na electoral commission kire say nipa bi enya Ghana fo ai omo se wo mo epese twire mu din na omo se omo din wo ya pa
adehia wo mo gbogbo ise akwete manpotem ho e wo Ablekuma West ese epo na yira betwia fom ne ma bebire so a se de asai ne ma no ha adwen
ye be kwa ni nsem na ye de ani a kire Kenya ban kire se covid-19 bebi akeka kɔ no ayehu enti wo mato suku mu ekopim 2021
Burundi aban ahyase eye mass testing covid-19 e de ama omanfo enyina
ensemi ka ho ne de so mo se no nsia pam ka se ba kenkan fo ye so mo na nwumre yi eye me eja kwabena mene
obahima afia kyeresi
afia ka se bo ne mu ensem nie wamanga na yenyina ne mu se covid-19 hyase ne nipa mienu ena na ewo mo ho edidimu kakran sa enna me no wo kasa yi asɔye a ehwapom de nsam so e de babonten ekyese nipa enya covid-19 yare ni bi e wamanga na mu no eye mpem aduonu baako ahankono aduosia nwotwe 21,968 na sanipa dodoe mu no na kyese wo hwe a na nsen de abeka ho no eye ahanwotwe aduokono baako 891 na efi July June de to so aduonu nsia ekopim July de to so miensa no yenya ade abeka ho na enchechemu amomaye no ekire se Messi makomako aduoson miensa 73 ena sa covid-19 yare yi abo apeso ha enya semkuma kra na nipa 21,968 enya bie no wo mo atumi no maduro ma ho to mo 17,156 a wo hwe na se eboye papapa nipa wo nso 129 oha ene aduonu enkono na wo hwe na ode toto nsenia so a na se oha mu chemu hwe aduonu mu enwotwe 0.58% ena ehwere omo enkwa ewo mu na nipa makomako empem 9 ahansia ede wotwe miensa 4,683 ena womo ida empam a ye hwe omo na omo mu die mu odin pa no eye aduonu emienu ensami pani a okan ye Director General Ghana Health Services Dr. Patrick Kuma Aboaje na wo chemu se mensia hodo a yare ewo mu no enkramantam ena edikan asante mantam to so mienu ena fe atoemantam nso eka ho bi.
Last Saturday we recorded a total of 21,908 positive cases. That is from the first time we recorded case in March 2020. The cases have been obtained through routine surveillance and enhanced contact tracing. Cumulatively, we have had 8,880 positives from the routine surveillance and 13,088 from the enhanced contact tracing. We have so far conducted 16,798 tests, individual tests. The majority of times were taken from enhanced contact tracing. We have also at the same time recorded a recovery rate or clinical recovery and discharges of 17,156, with the total deaths currently reported at 129 deaths. This brings the case fatality rate as the rate of death as against the total number of positives to 0.58%. Our ART cases currently stands at 4,683. These numbers are being managed in our treatment sites, isolation centers, and those who meet criteria under home management, which still remains the largest number of cases. Currently, we have 22 severe cases in our treatment centers. 6 are critical and 5 are on ventilators. But broadly, we can see that Eastern, Ashanti, Western, and Central region remain the key hotspots where we have, for Ashanti, more than 1,000 active cases, with Greater Accra, more than 2,747 active cases. And that's an area we need to marshal our force to be able to make sure they all recover safely and go back to their work.
COVID-19 and Semia and Honababe to address Ghana yen senior minister Oreya Osafoma for Yadia when ya COVID-19 no ebi na way and Sema de Oboso for Nabukojo Ponkroma headed to Ja and Ebra of Friends and Truffle in Shemo.
In a separate development that has come to us this morning, Senior Minister Osafoma has been informed that his sample given for test has returned positive. He will therefore, as of today, commence treatment for COVID-19 from home. And in consonance with the transparency that we are bringing this, he has instructed that we inform the general public of this accordingly. Our best wishes remain with him and all who are battling virus, and we continue to encourage strict compliance to the preventive etiquette, particularly wearing of masks. These are proven ways to cut the rate of spread, and we admonish all to observe them. Government is committed to doing its part by providing more and more public education, logistics, stepping up enforcement, but we as citizens also have a responsibility to protect us too. The ones that government cannot do for us, we must do for ourselves.
Edwin Chere kwaso yenya ntie sen letter commission pay for the ababonte no mo kire mu a nipa bi enya ganafo enam pese obukyiro mu din enya voters ID card ni bi na eno na letter commission pay for eden krata ababonte a owu ayer Sylvia no ono no hwe akire se bedwam kasama for de ma yisi no ade sansami etudwa na ne kasa mu no wachekire mu se oman mra ayesi 91 na yegina so ede etwire din no esiso dua pen se wonya ganani a won sen fata se okotwire udin se okwakwaje eye voters register na se voter ID card ni bi nti se wonya ganani a esiso dua pen se won fata se okwaje sa card ni bi ebio se wonya ganani a emmen hokora nkwa hwe san se gana fo na enye asam ye ne yese yekoto yaba nti se ye ne yekoto yaba ye ne ye betwere ye din age ye card ne yakopa mampani ni mpanifo esiso se won betumi ade yeso enya wo hoho ena wo ba bebeje card na akoko kire onipa omedi yeso na no na letter commission pay for the krata ababonten ebokoko se wo bibiara wonim se wo ye ganani na oso sa ahoho eso se won kotwere ni din se ewuwa na se echewa emra ne ubedi no nyonyono no na wo a wonya ganani na so be wadwene se wo beko akokotwere odin se eso mu se twe wo memra ebemia okon ama hu se gana emra wo ha ampa na no na letter commission pay for the sede so gana fo nyina anim se ye nyina ye moa se be di ntwe betuma kɔ na wi asomdwe so na abato so be kɔ na wi asomdwe so na mmom no ye hu obi so onya ganani na pɛ so kotwe ne din a ententententem ye ntia ye si pay for na so se na be ya won be so dum na so twe bi ohu bia no wo motimi di ama no
ene Ghana mrashebedwem omo adi dwumadi a eye Africa Integration Day na July bosome ne de atoso ensun bia na wo mo hye saa eda ne emukena we enti osofo be de echi ohwe amano ne ensem eso Honorable Habib Tijani Muhammad wo de ato abibiman ne abibiman aban mu mpanyimfo nyina enim se wo mo asodie ne asadie bi wo mo nye ema abibiman enko enkan
Monyafo Tijani Oswafo be de chirehwe amrone ensem so wona kasa de ma Oswafo wono na hwe asoye ne so monyafo Sheli ayikobocho mrashibidwam wase ade ba ko se betumi abo biman apagya yempa no Africa Continental Free Trade no edwade ba bedi no ba bi ba ko ebebo mesika sama apagya de obi ape enti yenhwe ne yenyen wadwuma ntentem.
The Ministry of Trade and Industry is taking steps towards, together with relevant ministries, to project its activities that will boost intra-African trade in the areas of trade policy, trade information, trade-related infrastructure, trade finance, trade facilitation, productive capacity, and market integration. I therefore wish to conclude, Mr. Speaker, by urging this August House to take interest in the African Continental Free Trade and to support government to ensure its effective implementation for the interests of Ghana and the continent.
Onimenya for no Idris Yedunkuma Bano Dani, or the same say Atuja.
Mr. Speaker, not going too far, just in our own West African sub-region, what is the level of trade between Ghana and Nigeria? If you take, for instance, Nigeria, Dangote Cement is in Ghana, flourishing well. I recall the kind of incentives and support we gave that company. The essence of AFTEC is for companies and countries to help each other and to trade together. If you go to Nigeria, they still have listed communities that cannot enter Nigeria from Ghana. How do you promote free Africa trade with this attitude and with this behavior? So, Mr. Speaker, my first suggestion is that there is still fragmentation in Africa. We need to eliminate monopolies in Africa. We need to improve infrastructure in Africa. We need to harmonize regulations in Africa. And more importantly, we need to avoid protectionism. You have physical barriers that will not, Mr. Speaker, between the Nigeria-Benin border. If one travels by road, before you get to Lagos, you have to cross 27 barriers. 27 physical road barriers to get to Lagos. How are you going to promote trade in that manner? Between our own western border, the western region, to Abidjan, Mr. Speaker, there are 17 barriers. How do you promote trade with this? How do you promote trade with this? So the African heads of state and government will have to be told that we need really to get rid of these barriers if indeed we are minded to promote trade.
Nansa Niema Penny, His Excellency Nana Dodankwa Kufuado, Editujah, Sir Auditor General Yura Daniel Yao Domelevo, Papa Uncle leave when the farmer come ako ha edunomi 123 days, na say the leave one ko nyina no yahye ne say wonko. Nansa me ba bonten no, na kwankyerefo Penny ono no da CDD ano because CDD a na Center for Democratic Development Dr. Kojo Asante edetu jechem say sana montu amampani Nana do 2 year no kwasem say we diga na fo hwamo pa.
Ayan Shadima Ankran ni aban adwumayefo so ye adwumaduru ba bia bekwa akwaje wa home eye leave ni bi. Auditor General de sunye no wanko aboabo no amna kwa kudu 123 working days. We eno mampanyi atamni nyada de aso ne sene onko ni leave sene sene fata na emranya adwuma. Na de mampanyi ye ne nam so ama CD ni 24 friends and jofo nhyiemu ama Dr. Kojo Asante titinani edema CD di akasa. Ede atudwasa na muntu mampanyi tu ye no apentema bu atedodo. Enhyeda enkoye kura. Asa de odi no for Auditor General adwuma no.
In the evening of Monday, June 2020, you started filtering in that President Nana Akufo-Addo had directed the Auditor General to take his alleged accumulated leave of 103 days, effective 1st July 2020. The statement indicated that the basis of the President's directive was Sections 20, subsection 1 and 31 of the Section 20, subsection 1 and Section 31 of the Labour Act, 2003 Act 651. These provisions basically provide for a 15-day leave entitlement for a worker in a calendar year. Further, a worker or an employee cannot enter into any agreement to forgo a leave entitlement. Such agreement will be considered for. So those are the two provisions that were referred to. Mr. Domlebo was said to have taken 9 out of a possible 132 days since his appointment in 2016. On the 3rd of July 2020, the Auditor General responded to the President's directive, challenging the legal basis for the decision and expressing concern with what he considered to be an effort to interfere with his constitutional mandate. On the same day, the presidency followed up with a reply, restating and expanding its legal justification. All these communication from the President to Auditor General and Vice Versa has been shared with the public. So I believe you are all fully aware of what has transpired.
Director General da Ghana Health Service ano hey Patrick Kuma Abwaje na opanyi dia to dwa say wo mosusu se COVID-19 no ebiewure senior high schools bi enti o mefra se omde nhihyepa egu akwam se da beya sa senior high schools ombe bowura ho na testing bi e wo se omoye na omatumi aye.
We never stopped monitoring to see whether there were outbreaks in school, because we anticipated that in the initial entry we are likely to get people who may come in with the condition. That's why we're doing temperature, checking their temperature, etc. So now, what we know is that there have been few, but the point is that they have been picked early and they have not led to an outbreak. I know that we have reports of some 3 cases in Grammar. We have 2 in Odono. The very first one that came into Otogono was the fact that there's 1 case, but this was somebody whose mother came to school and said, my son has tested positive, so he's not going to come now. But that came out as if it's a new case. We have the Accra girls ones. We have samples in Adan Secondary whose samples have been taken because we have suspected cases. We have the Prang Secondary School, where we also have some 2 or 1 case that we are trying to follow up its contacts and test them. In Central Region, my current evidence is we have had some 2 cases in Fansipim, 1 in Mankasim, and etc. These are all in the early stages when the school reopened. I'm sure they are all been contained. Nalogo, the nursing training school, that also reported 2 cases who are reported Central Region voter from 1 midwifery training school, and then Upper West, the midwifery training school. So we are actually tracking the numbers, and the system is quickly responding to them to be able to isolate and contain. And that is something that it was never lost on us, that these things will happen. We are properly prepared to respond and contain them. Thank you.
Ononya for Tatas Glover, one no ye swafo bi de share Ashenka honsam so no kure na Tama West, Tama East na shebedwani da to dwe kyerem se Ashenka fo bi no mu a wo mato no fe mu wo bra aban ne transport organizations awodo no enka bomu entu mu no bibia enye enchese se wo mu jan
de tiene ni se woni ebe share me minister nra omo ye application bi essence covid no se na esi aye no aban ye ma won fa full capacity I was say muti passengers for no so and there was a omo bo Canada and omo ye 2 applications e ma minister and now share omo e wa ha na say ye ma won kwan na omo fa full capacity ana ye ma omo ntumu no abam and the minister assure one say yamin chade and then ochine ya obey consultation kakra after consultation ye be share me ne ka say mama authorization is a min chair meeting, you know. Yeah, the figures in Bibia Bana minimum echo share after this meeting and the morning they are shredding yaka na yedi ye at 2 years. Nyomu yano almost said to me no say individual very care owners ebeji ebe 2 muno. Say almost unions na me de mejide catch them say union ma se mutie na yebe intumu say ebeba ye share e ministry. The Ministry of Transport to process GPITU, any transport coordinating council, any national petroleum authority, yenya be shawa. Na sometimes the ministry look around, idea that answer na yeba, and there no any yet to us. Ye more form of consultant. Ma consultant no research, justify say increment no mo peno whether a legit another be. Yenzu ye fa ye consultant ministry ye wo planning division ye bibia figures na de afeni ya compare yenzu ampa aso nia mode hwehwe no ene nia yesi aye no aso eko mankwaso ana sane ye no ye na ntiase na de nya bemu a afeni yesi ampa ebia monto so this percentage or not but 30% matter so no de debi nye no kranso ye sane ye
Empanyifo omo da Ghana Export Promotion Authority anono wo mo de ato dwa se covid bremu de omo de akitaye emma yenuan ma waka ho abom atikuo na atosodie ho adwuma na omo ye no omo pia wo mo se de be ya obetum de atosodie bebre akwa amano ne akoton eye Vegetable Producers and Exporters Association of Ghana.
One of the Petra Vegetable Producers and Exporters Association of Ghana and Abanam Ghana Export Promotion Authority so a day and Yama would read and 20 ma would be 90,000 and Momuse and Shomukomudin a black coronavirus abe no mojumaningu. Quanje for paying Edema Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Dr. Efia Sabia Sari Ekasaye.
Deni omudin kita hon bebre. Na de omudi to ye ni se bi pa seats na omobedua no po na enye papa na emmoa asay seats no na eduaba no enyia enye ye papa na omunya bebre po enti ye hwe ya na esi okay eni ye bepe eduaba papa amamo na modua na etumi aba bebre na yenye bi edi na yenye bi akọ amano ni enti we na e ma ye hwehwe mu ehu beebi a ebenya eduaba papa eni yakotobi eni ede aba ye de brɛ won se yenye eduaba papa ni bi ntani amunjina munkodue ni yenhwe ni ebetumi aye na mo ahwe so ye na etumi enyi ni enye bi edi wo ha ni enye bi so akakoton amanoni na edi sika brɛ e wo man mu nti yenhua ye duane di yenhua de ye wo ha no ade no mo pɛ ye niema ne wo ha enye so mo pɛ a che se mo ntumi nye bi wo ho but mo nim se ye de na ye organic, mostly is organic. Ahodi wo mse omo de nti yesu yendi wo ha yenkoso ani wo ha na yenya ahodi omo peni se mundi nkruma pa nkruma ni bebre na yede amom no mukudua ahodi wo enya me na me kan yo doctor se ahodi wo nti mum yendi yen ayeduane na eno na beboa yen ya po mu den.
And na a World Chocolate Day. Not as a reason yina yedi chocolate. Na yedi chocolate do so dia yenya ntie se emfa so bebre e na ewo chocolate yi emo. Meko ahoma no so nam ne nana Jenny Boaten Cocoa Processing Company atwetwe enkomo. Nana Majoy.
Ma me ma bejo so.
Bibi aboko de.
Ah me mejo so.
Yo, bacho bibi aboko.
Nyame adom ne mo mpaebo.
E de nyame ase. Nana ena ye World Chocolate Day ye pese o man fa so a ye betumi anya efi chocolate emo.
Me da se. Cocoa de yenya chocolate free cocoa. Ne ka se ye ka cocoa ene chocolate ho asem a. The tofam no sofa Columbus kura ampo ba ye no. Eno ne cocoa bean aba ebenya ho nkuta ho. Enamamu ena 600 BC na mayan for no de no mu hu ne se aduane a etimi ma hoden na etimi ma ni apomudin ma ne bema mu ne otimi ewo eno na to aso ma tetekwasi so de ba ya ebe pie Ghana na wo hwe wiase ama na nyina koko nnwuma eye no eye bebria na Aztec for no de no mu di chocolate said the bear omunum ema wom pom eyeden the tiemu an say cocoa any chocolate polyphenol na ewo mu no a nipa akwa na boa no ene mra no odi cocoa na odi chocolate a cocoa do so wo mu a eboa wo ema improve nipa o wapom den soja mu mpo de so mu kokko a eno na aduane a no mo de ma mu ration ene sundry packs e bia wo de dina mu bia na de ato anum na wadi eno na ato aso aba bedru ne na de nyina bodo tofo a na te se ya president ka se ni polyphenols ne niam mu nyina ne ade no so offer 5 top polyphenols a eye cocoa ene dark chocolate ene de dikai asa na waba fentiane pepper ne you know so no aba fruits no aba vegetables no aba nuts enti cocoa ne die ade a ye dia eboate na ne wiase nyina ayi to a ye mani pa hunu ene ma ye nya free cocoa the doors na mre ne betie kakratia
Nana enne edani die ne ko sei.
Na de nanka emre atwam ne de. Na ka emre atwam ne de du sa dan sei a. Ye serve chocolate drink. Emma schools ne miamia ne de nipa na si amano ama yentimi sia nti. Ye tima anye bibisa.
Nana UTV nyuma for ye twen chocolate.
Mama me ren hoye kura. Said the background dark chocolate no wedi.
Mate, yeah that's it pie very well.
Na mama 70% de no a obedi abeba ni pa kwa no wa dren.
Nya mi hira o mehwe wanim pa.
Me da mase ne akwanya.
Asidenim. Opanyin na mene no ebo nkommo yi eye Nana Agyenim Boaten cocoa processing company.
Kuku de ye pa nti mimi anope minum di sweet chocolate drink ni bi ewie nso menom yin anwumere menom anajo pa menom ahomache menom ebere cha na mimi system no aye strong ya humi so aba